AWS or Azure? It's the biggest question in cloud computing, and the answer isn't about which is better. Because while AWS leads in market share, Azure physically operates in more global regions than any provider. This is surprising since by most metrics like market share and number of services, AWS is the clear leader. This tension between market dominance and global physical presence is key to choosing the right platform for you. We will dissect services, clarify costs, benchmark performance, and find the one factor that decides it all. First, both AWS and Azure are titans for a reason. They offer solid compute, storage, and database services. However, AWS's head start is obvious in its catalog. With over 200 distinct services, its breadth is unmatched. Both platforms want you to try them. They offer extensive free tiers so you can experiment without a budget. So if the basic services are alike, what's the real differentiator? It comes down to cost. Let's follow the money. At a high level, their pricing models look nearly identical. Both have pay-as-you-go and long-term commitment discounts. For predictable workloads, you commit for 1 or 3 years. Both give savings up to 72%, but AWS often edges out Azure on 3-year deals. But the biggest savings come from spot instances. This is where you bid on unused compute capacity for discounts up to 90%. The catch? The provider can take that capacity back with little notice. But do these models favor a startup or a global enterprise? For stable, long-term applications, reserved instances are key. You commit to usage and turn unpredictable costs into fixed ones. AWS adds more flexibility with savings plans. You commit to a dollar amount per hour, not a specific machine type, aiding modernization. Now, to answer that question about business size, analysis shows Azure is often more cost-effective for smaller, simpler workloads, and AWS pricing tends to benefit larger workloads, where scale economies apply. But cost is useless without performance. Who has more power? For raw compute power and high-performance applications, benchmarks often give AWS a slight advantage for demanding tasks. However, performance isn't just CPU cycles. Azure frequently shows superior integrated performance with other Microsoft products. Both handle demand spikes well with auto-scaling. AWS uses auto-scaling with EC2. Azure uses virtual machine scale sets. The goal is the same. So, AWS leads in raw compute, Azure in integrated performance. This brings us to the biggest differentiator, the hybrid cloud. If your company runs on the Microsoft ecosystem, Windows Server, Office 365, Azure's advantage becomes immense. It's built for hybrid. This integration is a huge financial tool. Azure's hybrid benefit lets you apply existing on-premise Windows and SQL licenses in the cloud. This removes the software licensing cost from your cloud bill, which can reduce certain service costs by up to 80%. AWS cannot match this. Now let's connect the dots. Recall the 72% discount from reserved instances? For a Windows machine, you can add the hybrid benefit on top. This is why Azure maintains a cost advantage for Windows machines, even if AWS offers a better discount. The true price is total cost of ownership. This clarifies the strategic choice. For a cloud-native project, AWS's service breadth is ideal. For extending existing IT, Azure is purpose-built. So, what have we learned? It's a contest of service breadth versus deep integration, and raw power versus ecosystem performance. Choose AWS if you need the widest selection of services, top-tier raw performance, and a mature pricing model for large cloud-native workloads. Choose Azure. If you are a Microsoft-centric company, need a seamless hybrid strategy, and want to use existing licenses for the lowest TCO. So, while AWS is the market leader, Azure's larger global data center footprint is intentional. It's designed as an extension of existing networks. The best choice isn't the platform with the most features, but the one that aligns with your existing technology, skills, and business strategy. Before comparing any more prices, start by auditing your own environment. The answer you need is probably right there. What was the one factor that sealed the deal for your organization? Review our other videos for more helpful tips. Subscribe for more in-depth analysis of the tech that powers your business.